A very good morning, class 12th. We are back again with our chapter Organisms and Population, and today we will talk about abiotic factors. Right, last time we start with the major introduction from our chapter, and now we are going to discuss one by one all the major factors, abiotic factors, right, which affect living organism. In this topic we will or in this particular lecture we will see that how living organisms, or you can say how these factors they are going to affect living organism, or how do living organisms they interact with the temperature or the water. I'm taking two factors today, and rest two factors we will discuss in our next lecture. First, let's talk about the temperature. Now, as see, in very simpler terms, I am taking about the temperature in our body. We know that many metabolic reactions they are happening, and all metabolic reactions they are the under the control of some enzymes, right? So it means these reactions they are the enzyme based reactions or the processes. In the biomolecules we know very confidently that the enzymes they have their property that they need optimum temperature to work. It means the enzymes they work at optimum temperature. So optimum temperature is required for the enzyme activation. The question immediately comes in mind is, then it means at what temperature we are going to find out the living organisms they are living, so that their enzyme they should work. क्योंकि अगर लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स का जो टेम्परेचर है वो ऑप्टिमम नहीं होगा, then the enzymes will not work. And we know that in our body these reactions they occur and they are dependent on the enzymes. So on the basis of this concept that you need a particular temperature, you need optimum temperature for the activities, living organisms are generally found from sub 0 to 50 plus degrees Celsius range of temperature. This is the normal range of temperature to which many organisms they are usually, all the organisms they are found in this range. Sub 0 is we are taking for the polar region actually, and 50 plus or 50 range is observed in the desert region. And but this is the normal range in which majority of the organisms they are found. What about the those organisms which are found at the higher temperature? Because yes, we have seen in class 11th when we discussed the group that is the archaebacteria, we say that they found at the thermophilic condition at a very high temperature. They are found at the 100 degrees Celsius also. It means usually most of organisms they prefer a temperature where enzymes they can work. But those organisms which live at very high temperature, it means their proteins they are very specialized which work as the enzyme at high temperature. So there are few proteins which work at the high temperature, and few proteins which are known as the antifreeze proteins. These both proteins who work as enzymes they work in the extreme temperature which help the organisms to survive in these high extreme temperature. It can be high, it can be very low temperature also. So on the basis of the temperature there are two types of organisms we have. One is known as euthermal organisms which can tolerate a wide range of temperature, broad range of temperature, that is the like human beings and the organisms around human beings, you can say human beings and the organism which live around us like cats, dogs, cows, cyclops, toad lizard, artemisia. These are also the organism which can tolerate wide range of temperature. This is the picture of cyclops. It is usually It is the eurythermal, and this is toad lizard, that is also eurythermal. These examples, they will help you to solve your objective questions, right? So one example clear cut in your mind, that the human beings, they belong to which category? Wide range of temperature. They belong in a category that they can tolerate wide range of temperature, eurythermal. Then the second category is stenothermal, which can tolerate a very, very narrow range, very less range of temperature. Insects, snakes, very few reptiles, corals. These are the examples of your stenothermal. So two categories in temperature: eurythermal. Eurythermal is for the wide range of temperature, and steno, that we are using for the narrow range. Wide मतलब जो range बहुत ज़्यादा होती है कि we can tolerate that. Narrow मतलब कि इतना ही temperature है बस, इसके बाहर हम नहीं tolerate कर सकेंगे. Those are the stenothermal organisms. So the temperature is a one very, very important factor, because in this particular factor, the enzymes, we can say the working of enzymes, that is dependent on the temperature. The temperature start decreasing as you move from equator to the poles, or you can say, is it this thing you can take as a remember, you can take it in your mind, that temperature, it decreases. This arrow down is means decreases when you move from equator to poles, right? Temperature start decreasing. और कहाँ पे टेम्परेचर डिक्रीज होता है? व्हेन यू आर मूविंग फ्रॉम प्लेन एरिया टू द mountains. When you are moving from plains to the mountains, then also temperature decreases. So for the temperature, the major thing that affect is we need to check the enzyme activity, क्योंकि अगर temperature optimum है, then our enzymes, they will work. The second most important factor is water. As you know, why water is so important factor? We are ultimately dependent on the plants, right? We all are dependent on plants. The raw material for photosynthesis is, what is the raw material for photosynthesis? That is water. It means how much amount of water is available. Depending on that, there will be productivity, and there will be the growth of the plant. So water is the essential factor for to determine the productivity in the environment. It is very, very important factor. Now, what is the another importance of water? It is importance for our enzyme activity also. Now you will ask, ma'am, how? The thing is that our enzymes, try to understand this, that enzymes, they are hydrolytic enzymes. The work most of the reaction, they are hydrolytic enzyme. Hydrolytic means to break the bond, we need water. To break these hydrolytic enzyme, to break their bonds, you need water. So that is the another importance of the enzyme, right? Third importance is that it helps in the transportation of substances like food. It help in the transportation of food. How? In our body, the blood is the major transport, and in blood, major part is plasma, and in plasma, the major part is water. As well as it not only help in transportation of food, it helps in the elimination of nitrogen waste. Urea, ammonia, they all are dissolved in the water, and then they are thrown out from our body. So not only in the transportation of food, as well as in the elimination of waste, it play a major role. photosynthetic process in determining the productivity, for the enzymatic activities, for the transportation. Then in the desert condition, these were the importance. But now come to the very dry area, desert condition. Water is a limitation for them, because water वहाँ पे available ही नहीं होता है. Availability of water in the deserts is very very less. So what do? What do the animals do? What do plants do? Although I will not take these adaptations here, we will talk them in later in the detail. What are these adaptations are, but they developed various kinds of adaptations to conserve this water, right? One of the major things I am going to discuss today here with you, that plants, when we are saying that the raw material for photosynthesis is plants, and in our productivity in our environment, that is dependent on plants. So how do plants get water? आप बोलोगे very simple. Plant, they get water from the soil. But have you ever considered that which kind of water they are getting from soil? Always remember, the soil, plants get water from the soil, and this water is known as soil water. And this complete water, which complete soil water, it is known as whole lard. But this complete soil water, it is not available for the plant. सारे का सारा जो आपका सॉइल में पानी प्रेजेंट है, वो सारा अवेलेबल नहीं होगा प्लांट को. द होल सॉइल वाटर इज नोन एज होलार्ड, which is a combination of two main components, cresard and ecard. Okay, the whole soil water is known as hollard, and it has components of two, cresard and ecard. Cresard means the water which is available to the plants, or you can say in simplified words that cresard is a water which can be absorbed by the plants. So it is present in the soil, or it is taken up by the plants in the form of capillary water. It is available to the plants. It is basically present in the thin spaces between the soil particles, and very easily it is available to the plant. But ecard is the water which is not available टू द प्लांट. अब आप बोलोगे ऐसा कौन सा वाटर है जो प्लांट्स को अवेलेबल नहीं हो रहा, वो भी सॉइल में प्रेजेंट होके. फर्स्ट, ग्रेविटेशनल वाटर इतना डीपली प्रेजेंट होता है. इट इज प्रेजेंट वेरी वेरी डीप इनसाइड द सॉइल दैट the roots of the plants, they cannot go down that much deep to get this gravitational water. Second type of water which is not available to plant, that is hygroscopic water. Hygroscopic water means, now we know that in the soil, there are the soil particles, right? If you recall your process of imbibition, there is the presence water which is adsorbed on the surface. So same here, there is the water which is present on the surface of these soil particles. To get this water, a lot of force is required, and that much force is not applied by the plants, right? So this hygroscopic water which is present very very deep, which is present actually on the soil surface, on the soil particle, it cannot be get by the plants, right? The third one is the water of crystallization. There are the many salt crystals which are present in the soil, which are having high amount of water, but then this is not available to the plants. Then fourth is the run of water. आपने कभी देखा होगा बहुत जब water very high intensity से flow करता है. It is just flowing. It is not absorbing by the plant. So that run of water is also not available to the plant. So the water which is absorbed by the plants, that is crescent, and it is absorbed only, it is known as the capillary water, and it is present between the soil particles. Gravitational, hygroscopic, crystallized water, runoff water, these are not, these are definitely present in our soil, but this form is not available to the plants. So organism, again we just discussed the temperature, and in temperature we talked about eurythermal and stenothermal. Now in the water there is the salt salinity range, which is called the saline water. So those organisms which can tolerate a wide range of salt, a wide range of salinity, they are called euryhaline. जो वाइड रेंज व टेम्परेचर वाले थे उनको हमने क्या बोला था, यूरीथर्मल. यहाँ पे बिकॉज वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द सेलिनिटी, सो यूरीहेलाइन. And many migratory fish, hilsa is very famous, hilsa, salmon, they are the eurythermal. They can tolerate a wide range of salinity. The organism that tolerate very narrow range of salinity, very narrow. Suppose freshwater fishes, इनको डाल दो आप सी या ओशन में, they will die. That is the freshwater fish, very famous, very beautiful fish. That is the goldfish. It is known as stenohaline. It comes under stenohaline. So euryhaline, those which can tolerate a wide range of salinity, and steno, which could tolerate a very narrow range of salinity. Now the sometime question comes, that is the why freshwater forms, they cannot survive in sea water. Now ऑस्मोसिस का कॉन्सेप्ट लगाना है यहाँ पे. अब बाहर जो है आपका सेलाइन वाटर, पूरा सेलाइन भरा हुआ है, एंड अंदर जो है इट इज़ अ फ्रेश वाटर फिश. सो दिस सी वाटर इज टू सॉल्टी फॉर द फ्रेश वाटर फिशेज. द वाटर इनसाइड देयर बॉडी, दे स्टार्ट रशिंग आउट, एंड अगर आपके सेल्स के अंदर से सारा वाटर निकलने लग जाएगा, हाउ दे विल सर्वाइव. सो सी वाटर में जैसे ही आप किसी भी फ्रेश वाटर फिश को डालोगे, दे विल डाई बिकॉज ऑफ द डिहाइड्रेशन. अगर मैं सेम क्वेश्चन आपको पूछूं, व्हाई सॉल्ट वाटर फिशेज कैन नॉट सर्वाइव इन फ्रेश वाटर. अब नाउ you just imagine that freshwater fishes, जो salt water fishes होती हैं, उनकी बॉडी ऑलरेडी हाईली कॉन्सेंट्रेटेड होती है. किससे? सॉल्ट से. आपने उनको डाल दिया फ्रेश वाटर में, वाटर उनकी बॉडी से बाहर आना शुरू, जो है वाटर वुड फ्लो फ्रॉम द आउटसाइड टू द इनसाइड देयर बॉडी, because you are putting them in the fresh water, right? Suppose this is the fish body, right? And you are putting them into the, this is a salty fish, that is salt water fish, and you are putting them in the fresh water. हमेशा हाई कॉन्सेंट्रेशन टू लो कॉन्सेंट्रेशन मूव करते हैं ऑस्मोसिस में. सो यहाँ पे वाटर, अंदर तो सॉल्ट भरा हुआ है, so water will start moving from high water to the low water condition, and it will accumulate so much that it will bloat. This will completely fill with water, bloat, and it will die, right? So these are the two important factors which we discussed today about the temperature and the water. Stenothermal and eurythermal, euryhaline and stenohaline. Don't get confused with them, and please go through them very carefully with the examples, right? I will meet you with the another two factors.